Hey Taurus, it's Linda Nicole Black and this is your tarot reading for November. I'm feeling super proud of myself because although the Taurus reading's a little bit late, some of you have been messaging me and asking me when it's going to be, and I really appreciate that. I wanted to have it done, say Thursday of the week just gone. That did not happen, but I am so pleased with myself that I feel like I'm going to get all the videos out by midweek, so first 2 weeks of the month, and that has been my goal for myself, and I feel like this month I'm achieving it, so we're getting a little flow going here. So how are you guys doing this November? It's just been a very interesting time here in Scorpio season, so I just want to start by saying thank you to those of you who are supporting my channel, who are particularly subscribing. I'm watching the subscriptions go up daily. I am saying a prayer of thanksgiving for all of you who are subscribing to my channel. That's super dope. Thank you. For those of you who are reaching out to me for personal readings, for the comments, the likes and the shares, means a lot. So thank you for engaging with me in this space and giving me a reason to keep coming back. So as I always say, Taurus, this is a general reading. There is no way that this can resonate with every Taurus out there, so I will be pulling messages that just tap into your universal archetype, thinking about the general energies and patterns in your energy in your life at the moment, what might be going on. If you would like to get into the detail, the nitty-gritty, very personal elements of your reading, then I suggest that you go for a personal reading, which you can get from me at nicoleblack.com/services. Now, your girl's been hard at work, fellow earth sign here, I'm a Virgo, and so you can not only just book your website, book your reading on my website, but you can put the date and the time when you book as well. So for those of you who are outside of the UK, where I'm based here in London, don't forget that you can get readings from me via Skype and FaceTime, so we can do it remotely. I've launched some new services this month that I'm super excited about, including couples tarot and one-to-one tarot coaching. I'm going to do a separate video that's going to go into the details of how you can work with me and how you can use these services. But yeah, guys, hit me up if you'd like a reading and let's get into your intuitive. Now, Taurus, I felt called to use different cards for you. I cut the deck as I said that, and here's one of my favorite cards in this deck, the Lovers. This is the Vision Quest Tarot, and I went over to kind of the area that I keep my cards in. I have quite a few different decks, but as you guys know, I tend to just use the Rider-Waite deck when I'm doing these readings, but these called out to me and I thought, okay, maybe I'll use them for a certain part of the reading, but it feels like I should read it for the whole. I'm not going to pull any overall messages or anything. We're just going to use this deck and see what comes up for you. Usual format of what's on your heart, what's your obstacles, and what's the advice for you this month. So hopefully I haven't forgotten anything that I needed to say before getting into your reading, so let's do it now. So Taurus, November, your energy. Really excited to see what's happening with you, what messages come out for you. I bless this reading with love and light. I clear all energies of fear, resistance and restriction. I come to this reading from a love-based perspective, and I ask that there'll be messages here for all the Tauruses who are connecting with me in whatever timescape they're in. Ashe. Okay, guys, so what's on your heart this month, Taurus, this November? First card, Five of Air. This feels like a card for you too. The Hermit. I feel like Virgo energy has been turning up so much in my readings, just because I'm a Virgo, but because I feel it's that kind of winter season. People are kind of staying in now, wanting to go within, wanting to be quiet. Maybe one more card for you. What's happening in your heart space? Oh, we got two. Interesting. I'm feeling so much earthy energy. In a way, this deck is very kind of earth medicine-ish, but yeah, some very interesting messages coming up. What are the obstacles for you then, given what's going on in this space? I've had a lot of loss, it feels like, Taurus. Okay, interesting. Any other obstacles for Taurus in terms of your hopes, dreams and visions? Okay, of course. Maybe, oh no, I feel like that's enough. What's the advice for Taurus this month? What's the advice for Taurus this month? Okay. One more. This is it. Beautiful. And what does Taurus have to look forward to? You know, completing the month. If you move out of this month into the following month, what do you have to look forward to? Messages of hope are there for you. Beautiful cards. Perfect. I wanted 5 and I got 5. Gorgeous. Okay, let's get into your... Okay, Taurus, so really beautiful messages. Very pure and simple in their clarity. So let me share them with you. The first here is the Fear card, actually. It's the 5 of air in this deck and it's come up in reverse. I think that you are aware of how you've been restricted in the past, but also of like certain information that's come to you, messages that have come to you that have caused you to be fearful. This is definitely a card about you having received information of some kind that's made you feel shit, to be honest. That's the word that came to mind. Like, made you a little unsure about your future, your material circumstances. I actually feel a strong energy of loss in your heart space, and we'll come to that. But I think, you know, the next card I see is the Hermit card, and like I said, this is Virgo energy. I see you guys really trying to wrap up, really trying to shelter yourself from the stripping back, the winter energy that's in your life right now. You're trying to find that inner quiet, that inner balance, that stability to be able to deal with things. And I think while you're here, you know, while you're this figure by the fire, pursuing something, thinking about your will, your creativity, really focusing in on what it is that you can do. Like, this is the reaction of Taurus. If it were Cancer that got this message, Cancer might, you know, sulk, linger, you know, think about it for a long time, mull over it, really feeling to the energy of this message. But Taurus doesn't want to do that. You guys are like, okay, I need to take a step back, I need to withdraw, I need to go within myself, and I need to figure out what it is I can do. What action do I take based on this information? And you've got the 9 of fire in reverse here. This is like, you can see this kind of wands energy, and it has this kind of lightning bolts, this very fiery energy that's just shooting out of it. I see you guys trying to make a way out of no way. Like, that's what it feels like you finding the like kind of last reserves of your energy to kind of push for a breakthrough of some kind. And I feel that's so typical of you in terms of your perseverance. I think that Taurus is one of the most persevering energies. And so I feel like with whatever information that is either coming to you or you've already been given, you are at that point of, okay, let me gather up my resources, let me gather up my strength, let me try and do something about this. Because Taurus, you have 3 cards. I don't know, my mouth is really I'm a little tongue-tied today. You have 3 cards here that speak to loss, scarcity. I'll show you. 5, I'll show it to you upright. They're all in reverse. I feel like you're experiencing these. I think they're in your external environment, but in reverse, I feel like you're really, it's hit you more on an emotional and an internal level. Like, you're on a spiritual and an inner world. Your inner world is like, I just, the only word that comes to me is shit. Like, that's how it feels. That's what it feels like. So 5 of earth insecurity. You can see here the harvest having gone bare, rotten, dried up, you know, like the crows have come, there are no people in this. It's like whatever you were working on, things that you thought were going to come into fruition haven't, or you feel like this season in which things were going really well for you, the growth that was happening, the abundance that you were experiencing has suddenly stopped short, you know, like it's really abruptly gone, okay, no. That could be as simple as losing a job, for example. That could be as simple as a financial investment having gone wrong. That could be as simple as someone that you were dating or getting to a point of in your relationship where it's like a sudden brick wall, sudden loss of intimacy, any of those things. You've got, again, to support that message, 7 of earth depletion here. This card is all about For me in this particular deck, it's about having waited too long or having missed the opportune moment. These sunflowers have dried up. You know, the sun is not in this landscape. These plants aren't growing. Like, the season has shifted, but not even to a winter. It's like just unopportune environment, you know, like something, whether it be disease or not in your life, I'm talking about as a metaphor for this card, but whether it be disease or climate change or something has really ruined this picture. So I feel like you've had some kind of change, and you've got Eight of Water, stagnation. So like I said, 3 cards in your heart space that are speaking to this energy of loss, you know. This is about, I feel like this is about you not being able to hold on to the pleasure, the good things, what you really wanted emotionally. It's like the stuff that you wanted, the water that you put in these cups, the things that you've stored up, the pleasurable things in your life have been slipping through these bowls here, and you just cannot contain it. There's also, it is the stagnation card, so it's a lack of movement, it's a lack of like renewal. There's no new energy coming in, Taurus. So I really, really, really legit feel like it has been especially tough on the earth signs this month, you know, October into November. I think from the readings I've been doing, earth signs have really had it the hardest. My compassion is going out to us, because I'm like, yo, universe, why are we being tested so hard? I think I should actually spend some time just looking into the astrology of the moment and why earth signs are just getting hit real hard at the moment. But, and it's funny because given that it's Scorpio season, what I don't feel was heavy Scorpio energy in these cards. Very interesting. The next card that comes up in your obstacle space is the Medicine Woman. Taurus, this came out in 2 ways for me in terms of the messages for you about what's blocking you right now. On one hand, it is the emotional dynamic. Look at how she's opened up this cloak, and in her heart is kind of the sun and this kind of, what do you call it? I'm thinking of the geographic word of the kind of water that meanders, you know. It's got this kind of like this flow of a river that is meandering from some kind of source. I feel, Taurus, that the healing for you, what's gonna address this, where you're losing energy, losing emotion, losing resources, that's causing all of this stuff to dry up in your life, is about you dealing with the emotional world right now. And okay, yeah, I guess that is the presence of Scorpio energy, in the sense that Scorpio energy is requiring us to dive so deep emotionally, to really get into the shadows of our heart and to address what is happening with us in that space, what that feels like, what murky, dirty water, what has become stagnant in our heart space, and bring it up and clear it. And I feel that that's what's required of you right now, Taurus. You are such a practical earth sign. Like, you're so earthy, you're so in the now and in the building and in the beauty and in the prosperity, and you know, about and in the caring, you know, you're ruled by Venus. There's a lot about kind of beauty and the aesthetic and love that colors your energy. But I feel like right now, you need to not do that on the superficial level. Like, you have to go beyond the practical application of what things look like on an external world. And this is going to come out in your reading. It's really important right now for you to connect emotionally and to feel your way through. Like, you'll let your emotions direct you. The other thing that came out of this message is out of this card, sorry, is as you see her holding this kind of bowl in which she's got an incense of some kind, and there's smoke rising, some kind of offering. I feel like this is speaking to ritual. I feel like, Taurus, you might not be very connected to your spiritual practices and your grounding rituals at the moment, whether that be meditation, whether that be a yoga practice, whether that's running, whether that is the use of incense and fragrances and essential oils in your home. I always, for example, burn frankincense when I'm doing readings because I really feel like it increases my intuition. So using these things, using like natural medicines, natural beliefs and principles, whether it's visualizations, whatever it is that is a part of your kind of spiritual arsenal that keeps you on track, dealing with your chakras, aligning your chakras, all this stuff. I feel like you're missing this at the moment, and that's what's needed to bring some balance. We've also got here the Chaos card. I think that's part of like this message that I was saying, and part of what's caused this energy for you, Taurus. You are this horse in here. You are the horse that is startled by all the change and this forest fire that is the scene of this card. But I think the next card is indicating what is required of you. And that is to recognize that this fire that has been lit, the clearing out, the changes, the very drastic changes that are happening in your life right now are happening for a reason, Taurus. And then you aren't supposed to be startled like the horse. You know, you aren't supposed to feel the chaos of this moment, but you're supposed to feel the order in it. You're supposed to see the order in the chaos, and you need your intuition and your emotional senses for that. Because as we can see here, look at the comparison in these cards. The Hermit. As you're going within, this figure has their eyes closed, and this is the vision that they create with eyes closed. This stillness, this peace, balance, this card is called. The balance that you require is not going to come from looking at your external circumstances, at looking at the changes, at looking at what you've lost, at looking at what's not working. That's not what's going to work for you. And I feel like your advice cards are really clear about how you create this balance, in the sense of, well, Six of Air, clarity. This, for me, is about the dream space. This is about the inner space. This is about the inner world, the fifth dimension, if you want to call it, you know, connecting to... I don't know if any of you experience any types of sleep paralysis or astral travel, but understanding like the middle ground between what is physical and what is spiritual, and how you cross those paths. Like, this dream space is asking you to dig deeper, Taurus, to get in, to be able to flow between the material and the spiritual, flow between the earth and the water energy, because that's where your clarity is going to come. That's where you're going to see the picture in focus. I shared on my Instagram page, Nicole Black Online it's called, but I shared on my Instagram page this week that I had a dream about orca whales, and whenever I dream about orca whales, I know I'm feeling out of control and out of my depth emotionally. That is they are the motif, the theme that always comes up for me. And so I have been using my dream space to connect more deeply with myself, to access my subconscious and unconscious levels, to understand what it is I need to do and what changes I need to make in my everyday life. The same applies to you. Use that subconscious / unconscious element to gain the clarity that you need in your real life. I shouldn't say your real life, but in your material life. Five of Fire, stress. I mean, it's really clear. You've got the Chaos card here. There's so much fire energy, but it's about harnessing that, but letting it clear. Like, in some senses, Taurus, if you think, if this is what's going on in your environment, then this fire needs to burn this up. It needs to... I watched a documentary, for example, that was saying that even after forest fires, grass grows, you know, like fire does not kill grass, like it will burn it away, and within whatever period of time that grass will regrow. It's such a versatile and resilient earth-based energy. And the same is for you. Like, you need the fire to clear away what has withered in your life, so that the grass, the new foundations of the garden you're going to build in, can grow. So you are experiencing the Five of Fire in terms of, this is the stress card, it's called. So conflicts with others, changes in your environment, feeling out of control, all of that. Taurus, you need to use your intuition to know what this applies to in your personal life. As I said, high level energies here. The card that comes next is the Clown in reverse. This is the full card in traditional Rider-Waite tarot. So this is about, again, what did I say about the dream space and using your emotions to guide you right now? Getting into that space is about you reconnecting with your ultimate vision. This is a time for you to clarify your visions, Taurus, to understand what it is that you are here to create, what your purpose is, where you're at on that journey. You know, it's really time for you, Taurus, to understand that what you are thinking creates your reality, that you are the master of it, and to check on what you're building. I see both you and Capricorn as external energies that like to build, that are about placing foundations and building structures on top of it. It's time to check on what you've been building on, and actually what you've even been building, Taurus. Are you building a life that is in alignment with what you know that is your highest calling? Are you living in the places that you're supposed to be? Are you connected with the people that you're supposed to be? Are you developing the family relationships that you're supposed to be? Do your intimate relationships have purpose? Are they doing a work in your life and creating a work out in the world? Are you in the career space you're supposed to be in? And if you find that you're not right now, Taurus, because of all of this external stuff, this is the dream space. This is time for you to go, okay, how do I recreate? How will I resurrect after this fire, after this scene of fire? Not to be completely panicked by it, but to use it, harness that earth fire energy now. The other card that you get in your advice space, Two of Air, Inner Peace, supports the balance card here. Yes, Taurus, things are chaotic on the outside and difficult and challenging. The challenge for you, the advice for you right now, is to not internalize that energy. This should be the scene of your heart. This should be it. Don't bring that in. Let it go to work on the outside. Create the stillness within. Create that deep connection and that anchoring on the inner level. And you have the Vision Quest here, which is actually the Hanged Man energy. It's about surrendering yourself to this moment, surrendering yourself to the lesson of this moment, knowing also that you are blessed in this circumstance. Look at this person who is literally raising their hands to the sun, to, the faint image of the eagle here as a very important spiritual kind of totem. Recognize that you are blessed in the midst of all of this, Taurus. So important for you to tap into that energy and relinquish and surrender yourself to the changes happening in your life right now. And that's why I think I felt called to ask, what can you look forward to? What should you set your sights on that aren't kind of this chaotic energy? What we have to look forward to from the end of November moving into December? Nine of Earth, accumulation, beautiful earth-based energy here. This is about you on an inner level now, Taurus, dealing with this energy, the losses, the emotional places where you're spilling and leaking. You're going to get to a point where you've dealt with that stuff and you are going to feel the accumulation resume. You know what I said about the fire clearing and giving space for the grass? This energy. It's going to be a fruitful space for you on an inner level. And on an outer level, for water abundance. Because you will have stopped this leaking, you're going to have a lot to give emotionally, Taurus. You are going to also get back to the sweetness and the pleasure of this water energy. Again, literal abundance there. So you're getting back, Taurus, to your energy that can really attract wealth, beauty, love, whatever it is. You are going to be back in that center again. So let the changes happen for you right now, Taurus, because they are leading you here and they're leading you to a circumstance where you're not just going to have for yourself, but your cup will run over. You're going to have enough to give to others, Taurus, which is what you want. Daughter of Earth in reverse comes up for you in terms of what you can look forward to. I feel this is the feminine energy. I feel this is you feeling really grounded, connected, to your nature, to your very practical nature, to your service as well. Really connected to the part of you that wants to do for others and give in the world. I see you just feeling connected and able to build, able to create. Spirit guide in reverse. This card here, I think, relates to the Chariot, and I think that in this energy, Taurus, I feel like you're not going to feel so pushed by the universe. I think right now you're feeling pushed into a corner. You're feeling a lot of like external energy, like lots of changes that are beyond your control. And I know you like control. But I feel like you're going to, once you've gone through this stage, you are going to feel less prodded, less forced by your external circumstances. That universe kind of God, divine chaos energy that is forcing you forward right now is going to subside. And you are going to be the sun of fire. You are going to feel the masculine principle of outward directed energy and control of your creation, control of your will, control of your spirituality, Taurus, control of your abilities. That's just where you're getting to. So I really hope that these messages have brought you some hope, Taurus, that, you know, they've connected. I know this is like a different cards, but I felt called. So I'm hoping that the people who needed to hear this message in this particular way, you get to hear it this month. Again, if you'd like a personal reading, then you can get that from me at nicoleblack.com/services. And until next month, Taurus, be good, be kind to yourself, connect with your emotions, and I'll see you soon.